Hey, Farmer Doug here. I'm gonna introduce you to my lab. Her name's Polly, and she's vintage like me, but she's still got quite a bit of energy, don't you, girl? Don't you? Yeah. Like her pink collar. She had that for Valentine's Day, and she just we haven't taken it off yet. It looks good on her. She's stylish. So I want to give you an update for the week. Today I've been working on rebuilding barn doors, and we've had quite a bit of rain around here, so we haven't got to get out and do a lot with the tractors yet, and we're just working where it's dry. And Polly's coughing something up over there. That's farm life, right? We've been working on barn doors today. I'll show you a picture of a couple of we got one of the doors finished, one of the old doors restored and hung, and so things are starting to come together. But in this video today, I'm going to take a walk with you. There's some pastures that we're working on. There's some areas that we're cleaning up, and also we live on the river, and the river flooded behind our house, and I want to show you what that looks like when it's flooded. So we're just going to take a little stroll and check a few things out and just kind of enjoy the farm this week. I'm going to take a little walk today and walk down through the back of our farm where it joins the river. We've had quite a bit of rain around here, probably 2 inches so far, and we're supposed to get another 2 or 3 inches, I think, the rest of the weekend. And the river, I'm sure, is really full right now, so I'm gonna go check it out and check out one of my favorite places. You can probably hear my feet squishing in the water and the muck coming down through here. This is one of our fields that we put up hay off of. It's a small field, but it really turns out quite a bit. That's the beauty of living in the Ozarks. I literally just stepped out of my back door and here I am looking at this, and I'm thankful to live out here. These are some parts down here that I'm working on for some pasture land, and probably clear a little bit of the underbrush out, but I always clear the underbrush out, but I always leave the good trees. Big oak trees and hickory trees, and there's an elm tree that fell over and it's still alive. That thing fell over a couple years ago, and there's enough roots holding on that half of it's still alive. Got to cut it back and get it out of the field. I usually mow a little path down through here when I'm cutting grass, just so sometimes get home from work and just want to take a little walk, and it's a good place to go. This little point down through here makes good pasture. Lots of brush to clean up and spots. These Russian olive trees are taking over. I don't know how many of those that I've pulled out and cut, and there's still so many more. They are not a good tree to have around. They fall over, and you can see how they spread out and fall over and break off, and they're just a mess. So that's one of our goals as we clean the place up, is to get rid of those and keep the good trees. See, the flowering trees down through here are starting to come out and let us know that warmer weather's on the way. The sun comes out hot after all this rain. Everything's gonna be popping. But you can see how wet and muddy it is right now. These woods are one of my favorite places. I don't care if it's wet, muddy, hot, dry, snow, whatever. It's just a nice place to come, and it's quiet. This is also our road to drive down to the river, so I've had some gravel stockpiled down here where I kind of patch things up when we need to be able to come down through here, bring the boat down. Man, this ground is squishy. I'm glad I decided to walk instead of driving something. You can see over there, see a couple of old posts and a couple things where when I was a kid I used to have a hammock stretched out down here. Used to come over to this little area and just set up the hammock and just build a little campfire, and actually used to drive my little tractor over here, just kind of camp out and hang out. Some more gravel we got stockpiled to work on the road. I don't know if it's coming through on the video or not, but I can already hear the water running. We're almost to the river. The name of this river is the Burbus River, and it's, people spell it a couple of different ways, but no matter how you spell it, it's just a neat place to be in. Oh my goodness, it's flooded. And the next, my goodness, this is just a little creek running into it here. The river is wild. One of the things that I've been taught and I've learned over the years, you can see these woods down here on a hillside, and there's little creeks at the bottom running through. One of the things I've been taught over the years is when this river's flooded, you don't mess with it. You can stand there and watch it and enjoy its beauty or rage or whatever it's got going on, but you don't want to mess with it. It's dangerous. A little common sense says that, right? Here's my canoe. So I've lived here long enough that I know how high this river gets, and I have my canoe up at a safe distance where it's never gotten it yet. I'm not saying that it won't ever, but we live on the side of the river with bluffs, so it's gonna have to get pretty high to get over the bluffs and affect anything over here. This is normally our road going down to put the boat in. You can see that you wouldn't have to go down very far to put the boat in. This river's usually, well, you can see that sprout out there. Normally I could drop down another probably 10 feet down in elevation and be standing down below that sprout. There's a big drop off here that you can walk down normally. Not right now. It is backed up. Well, this log that's cut off here, we've cut that log off so that we could back the boat past it. So you can see that we normally go way farther down than this. This is probably one of my favorite spots on the farm right here. Told you we've got a mixture of different things. There's some woods, bluffs, rocks to climb on. Man, there's some logs floating by. This is wild. Another 2 to 3 inches of rain tonight and tomorrow, and this thing will be crazy. You see the water runs off all these hills here and through these creeks, and one of my favorite places to come right here. Used to come down. I've been coming here since I was a kid, hanging out in these woods right at this very spot. It's a good place to come over and solve life's problems and think and pray and do whatever you need to do. I have a big decision to make in life. Right here's where I make it. One time when I was about 14 or 15, my dad and I rebuilt a little vintage Ford tractor together, and he had left it gone somewhere, and I parked it out in the driveway, and Mom had fixed lunch, and we had it all painted up and it looked sharp, and Mom fixed lunch, and I was sitting there eating lunch, and I kept glancing out the window at it, and pretty soon I glanced up and it wasn't there anymore, and I had left it out of gear, and it rolled down the hill and hit a tree, and it didn't look pretty anymore. So being a kid, didn't know what Dad would think about that, so I came running over here, and I was hiding in the woods when he got home. I remember Dad walking off that hill over there, and I could hear him hollering through the trees, but he wasn't hollering that he was mad about the tractor. He was hollering that it's okay, we'll fix it. And so he came down. He wasn't mad. He was just glad that I was all right, and we fixed that old tractor up, and it's not been ran in a lot of years. It's sitting up in the barn, and that's going to be a future project to get that thing out, and need some engine work, and we'll get that old thing going again. It's a 1947 Ford 2N. All right, I'm gonna head back up out of here. We'll check on this thing tomorrow afternoon, and after we get more rain, and see how much more it's come up. Supposed to get some storms tomorrow night, and I'm hoping that that barn doesn't get hit again. Just got it put back together. Just a beautiful place down in here. Super wet. Cut a bunch of wood out of these woods one year. Probably 20 plus years ago, a tornado came through here and took down, it was about August, took down a ton of trees, broke the tops out of a bunch, and my dad and I went through, and I don't know how many loads of wood we cut that year to get that cleaned up. We even sold pickup loads of wood that year. We had more than we needed. If you live in Missouri and you want to work out, just walk down to the river and walk back up the hills. kind of like my outdoor gym too. So I got all these little areas that need to be cleaned up. Working on them a little at a time. Let's walk over and see if we can see the river off the bluff. There's my post where I had my hammock when I was a kid. Need to pull those out one of these days, but kind of hate to. It's kind of a good memory. One night when I was a kid, I was camped out over here and thunderstorm came. There's thunder and lightning, and I was asleep, and my dad came over, and me and my buddy were camped out over here, and my dad came over and woke us up and got us out of here before the storm hit. You see it down there. This is the bluff part of our property. We're up pretty high. You can see the river down there. Beautiful place to be up here, looking at the river. It's gonna be snake and tick season before long, so I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit while I can. We definitely have our share of venomous snakes on these rocky bluffs. Mostly copperheads. We just kind of give them space and give them room to not be in our space, and it all seems to work out. Nobody's ever gotten bitten. See, some May apples are starting to come up. Just a lot of work to do, but it's exciting at the same time. Get the pastures cleaned up and get the fences fixed and do all that stuff, but still leave areas like this where we can just get away and enjoy the woods. This little patch over here, I planted corn there a year or two. I've planted a little bit of wheat in there before. Planted several different things. The vegetables are kind of hard this far down close to the river because got to do something about the deer getting in there. They think it's a buffet. Got to get creative. I think you planted it just for them to eat. Man, this ground's squishy. bunch of May apples coming up. You can see over there. And we're back.